NASA has been working on InSight for more than a decade, and while the space agency has been incredibly successful, landing a spacecraft some 40 million miles away is never a guarantee, and this journey was as nail-biting as ever.
InSight systems, EDL,
go ahead.
This was the 7 minutes of terror.
InSight is now traveling at a velocity of 2,000 meters per second.
A dangerous descent leaving NASA scientists on the edge of their seats as they waited to learn if they stuck their landing.
Touchdown confirmed.
The $814 million mission to return to Mars a success. The spacecraft InSight touching down after a 300 million mile journey through space, sending back these early photos of the red planet.
It worked flawlessly. I mean, it was textbook. Frankly, it's incredible how well it worked.
Go InSight.
5, 4, 3, 2, 0.
Launching in May from California, this marks the first mission to study the interior of Mars. Propelling through space, withstanding 3,000 degrees, InSight used a heat shield, a parachute, and rockets to slow its travel from more than 12,000 miles an hour to 5 miles an hour for its perfect landing. Crowds watched live in LA, Chicago, and New York.
And liftoff of the Atlas V with Curiosity.
Unlike Curiosity's ongoing mission to explore possible signs of life, this three-legged, one-armed mining spacecraft will dig deeper into the planet, a geological probe.
The reason why we're digging into Mars is really just to better understand not just Mars, but the Earth itself.
With solar panels to help power the spacecraft, InSight has a 7-foot arm and will dig 16 feet deep. Scientists hope to measure earthquakes or Marsquakes on the red planet, learning more about how Mars was formed.
We'll learn new things about this planet that we see in the evening sky in a way we've never seen.
Today, a new InSight on Mars. After one breathtaking journey, a new groundbreaking one begins.
So, Miguel, I mean, in space, you measure things in years, right? What's the real significance of this, and what's next?
Well, the spacecraft's going to continue sending back photos and updates in the days ahead, but the real bulk of the science will likely begin in March. Scientists say it's just a matter of time, though, until humans actually land on Mars.
Wow.
So interesting times ahead.
Miguel, thank you. What a celebration.
That was fun.
Yeah, that handshake. We've been practicing it. I know. They were better at it than we are.
I think we should make that a thing.
Leaders standing by for touchdown. Touchdown confirmed.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. We did it, folks. We've landed on Mars. I don't know what's funnier, the fact that the footage of us landing on Mars that they're showing on every news station across America is of the NASA employees reacting to us landing on Mars, but there's no footage of us landing on Mars. What a surprise, right? I mean, you've got to be kidding me. So we have pretty much, you could record you can watch live television, a live football game on your phone while taking a dump in a public restroom somewhere in middle America at a rest stop. But the technology that we have does not enable NASA to record this so-called landing on Mars. And there's the flat Earth and the round Earth and this whole back and forth, and everybody talks about all this stuff. I don't understand how, even if you're a round earther or a flat earther, how can anybody believe in NASA? It is the fakest thing that's ever been created. It is so ridiculous. This nonsense that we get from NASA, from all the Freemason astronauts, to the fact that they've never gone back to the moon after supposedly going to the moon, right? Oh, there was no reason to ever go back, huh? To now claiming that they've moved on from the moon, but we're going to Mars, and all we get is a little tweet of a photograph from NASA. I think it's pretty hilarious. I think the whole thing is just hilarious. And again, NASA is a front for laundering a lot of money that goes through the CIA. And we know what all that money goes for and goes towards and what makes them the most money. It's not just drug trafficking. Okay? Now, I mean, you could see like the reaction of these NASA employees. They're like dancing. They're doing like, I mean, like they're looking into the camera lens, like trying to crack a smile. They're all laughing. You can even hear somebody cackling, laughing. And they claim that this was a $850 million mission to get to Mars. I didn't know it cost $850 million to go out in the desert somewhere and film this stuff. You know, because that's really all it is. I mean, there's hundreds of miles or thousands of miles, I should say, of open desert and Nevada. I mean, drive across the country and you'll see all the open space, a lot of red rock, you know, in California and areas, Nevada. Well, no, but this is Mars, right? We're supposed to believe it's Mars. I forgot. And this is the picture that we get. This might be worse than the original fake photographs of the man on the moon. But with $850 million going to this mission, you think maybe they'd have a camera on the side of this, you know, this ship that, or whatever the heck they landed there, that they'd have a camera on it, right? So that we could watch the thing actually land. Like maybe that would be important to them. You know, I mean, they've got cameras watching us go through stoplights to see if we go through on red or yellow so they could send us a ticket. So you'd think for $850 million, one of the top things they say was, oh, well, we should, you know, since so many people think that space is fake and all this stuff, we should probably have a camera on it to show people that we're doing it. But they knew it would look so fake, and so many people would take the footage and dissect it and show the CGI and show the nonsense that it is, that they won't do it. That's why, because they know what happens with these false flag events, from these events, you know, in Florida, these shootings, all this stuff, how everybody picks apart the footage and then everybody loses their YouTube channel or they get sued for talking about Sandy Hook, right? So what do you think? They sat there and they said, well, if we actually film this fake landing on Mars, then people are going to break that down and show how really fake space is and how fake NASA is. Boy, I mean, you aren't going to get more ridiculous than this. In 2018, where you can't blink without them recording you, they give us this footage of NASA employees celebrating without showing anything else. Oh. When NASA's InSight lander successfully touched down on Mars, it was the end of a 7-month journey to the Red Planet. So it took them 7 months to get to the Red Planet. Oh, this is just unbelievable. Really is. But the landing also marked the beginning of the next phase. By the next phase, I guess they mean Project Bluebeam. Because now they're going to, well, how long is it going to be until they claim that they found life on Mars? Because they've only been programming us into believing that for what? 50, 60, 70 years of nonsense science fiction programs and planting into people's heads. I mean, it's amazing how many people think that there's actual aliens. And when there are demons, but aliens from outer space in a little UFO ship, right, that the CIA created. And people actually believe that without ever seeing one of these things, but they don't believe in God. They don't believe in Jesus Christ, where there's actually evidence of Christ's existence, right? And they hide these places where, you know, a lot of these biblical things have occurred. But with this, I mean, people just automatically, oh, yeah. So it'll only be a matter of time before we hear about a little orange or what are they, green guys on Mars. I mean, it's going to be hilarious. Get ready for the comedy. They're probably nervous to do it because people will be, obviously, no matter what, all of us who are awake are going to know it's fake and be skeptical. But they have to be careful that it doesn't look so bootleg that it could actually wake up a lot of sleeping people. So they have to make sure they do it right, whether it's like something in the distance that just moves, you know, like in those horror movies where you see something in the background and it kind of just like a shadowy figure and it kind of creeps you out, it gives you goosebumps. I'm sure it'll be something like that where they'll be like, there, look, there. Oh, and people are like, right? I mean, oh, the 800-pound lander is parked on a broad plain north of the Martian equator. I mean, look at this. This is real, folks. We're supposed to believe that this is real. North of the Martian equator, known as Elysium Planitia, a mostly rock-free area that was faintly visible in the first photo sent back from the lander. Over the next 2 to 3 months, Barrett and her team will direct the lander's 6-foot-long robotic arm to pluck each science instrument from the craft and place it directly on the Martian surface. So I liken it to playing the claw game at a carnival. I mean, is this for real? But you're doing it with a really, really valuable prize. You're doing it blindfolded, where you can only take occasional pictures, and then you're doing it via remote control on another planet. The team will begin with InSight dome-shaped. I mean, listen to all this stuff. Like, they know that nobody knows what the hell they're talking about. And that's really how they get away with it, because they go, well, you're not smart enough. This is scientists we're talking about. Now, it's actually what we call bull crap, to say it nicely. The team will be with a dome-shaped seismometer, I don't know what it would be, which is designed to eavesdrop on Mars' deep interior, listening in on, activity and measuring the frequency and magnitude of Mars quakes. I mean, huh? Mars quakes now? Is this a new thing? About 2 weeks after this and its protective shield are in place, the arm will be used to deploy a probe that'll hammer itself down as far as 16 feet below the surface. The probe will measure how much heat is coming from deep within the planet, right? And it's a matter of time they tell us we can live there, and celebrities are flying to Mars. I mean, it's just, the comedy never ends. Cue Project Bluebeam. Let us know that there's aliens coming and we need to unite as one. All us in Korea and Russia need to get together and we can have this massive one world order. I mean, really? How dumb are people for falling for this stuff? That's all it takes is like NASA landed on Mars. People are like, oh, wow. We shouldn't question that. Because they're like, well, what would the agenda be? What could, why would they lie to us? Boy, you ever had anybody lie in your life to you? Right? There's usually a reason for it. Whether it's they want to get away with something, I mean, what else can you possibly say? The joke is on the people who fall for this stuff. So we've landed on Mars, ladies and gentlemen, and monkeys might fly out of all of our butts. What's next? I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.